Let us double check. Let's look at what we see and look like we should be good. Caller, turn on your radio. That's me. I'm caller.
But we are live.
All right, we're good on whatever Twitter is calling their video thing now.
Yeah, okay. So I have a question.
Sure.
As two of us are wearing hoodies in the room right now, he says.
Hey, Fayror.
Did your taste in hoodies change as you changed yourself? Like Nim's wearing a pullover hoodie, I'm wearing a zip-up hoodie. I used to be all about the pullovers. Now, if they're not like super baggy pullover hoodies, I fucking hate them.
Well, this bum hoodie sweater that I'm currently wearing, I found on the side of the road back in high school. So if that tells you anything.
So your tastes have elevated since then, is probably what you're saying.
I actually have a slightly smaller one where the bum letters are red instead of gray. That was the one that I had originally bought back in middle school, and I still have that one, and my wife wears it. But this one just happens to be like one size bigger, and because I'm fatter, this one fits well now. So.
Right.
But I'm a big fan of the kangaroo pouch in the front.
I used to be until I started having to carry a bunch of shit around with me, like, wallet and keys and car keys and everything else. Because fun fact about me living in America, I cannot leave my house without my ID on me. I legally have to have it on me at all times.
Right.
So, I always end up wearing a coat. So I always end up having pockets because I used to wear the kangaroo pocket hoodies. Yeah. And then the second you sit down, shit just goes pow out the sides of it. And it's just like, great.
If you don't know how to do it right.
Right.
No, honestly, for me during the summertime, I just carry a backpack to the office.
I don't go anywhere without my bag anymore.
Because I usually just throw my lunch, my water bottle. And then when I'm at work, my wallet and my keys go in there, and I lock out my bag. So.
Yep. All right, you guys ready to get started?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was just checking on the mat.
I can also go back and forth too because I do have other hoodies that are zip up, so it doesn't bother. I just find that zip up hoodies, their pockets tend to be smaller. That's all.
That's true. Yeah.
That's why they have to have these bad boys.
The breast pocket.
Yes, the breast pockets. The only downside with breast pockets in anything, be it coats, hoodies, whatever, the second you start putting keys in them is the second holes start appearing, and it kills me every single time. Yeah. Because if I open this one, you can tell this used to be my key one because it's full of holes right here, little tiny mini holes that my keys are slowly cutting.
That sucks. Damn your keys.
So I no longer wear this hoodie with my keys.
Zip.
Zip. It's got really good zip action.
Sounds like it, goodness. All right, let's get started here in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of That Video Game Podcast. I'm your host, Boston, and joining me as always is Moonpeer.
Howdy. I'm not going to lie, I totally expected you to mess that up, the name of the show then. I don't know why, I just expected it and it didn't happen.
Boy, Moon, I have never messed up the title of any of these shows ever. Your faith in me is accurately placed. Yeah.
That's why when we roguelike it, you say, all the hits we missed of roguelikes. Yep,
that's right. And take 2. In the NIMP.
I think it's just because everything feels really loosey-goosey right now.
Yeah, we've had a... I think we
kind of just all over the place.
Patreon.com/E1M1.
Ones are the buzz.
You can catch the exclusive Outcast that we were just mentioning here, where we covered probably the most topics possible in a rapid-fire, we're old, technology is cool sort of way. We
followed up with kangaroo pockets. How did they make you feel?
Hot takes about kangaroo pockets. If you want about 30 minutes of just rapid-fire weirdness, you can get that over exclusively on the Patreon page. $5 a month tier is the recommended one. The Outcast is uncensored. You get that over there. Also get early access to We Roguelike It, the show where Moon and I are playing a whole bunch of roguelikes. We did our most recent ranking episode, which clocked in at a cool 41 minutes, which was unexpected. And we're wrapping up season 13 of Critical Misses, the show where Moon and I are catching up on all the media hits we missed. And we just recorded season 14's production meeting, so I think season 13's production meeting is going to be hitting the Patreon feed soon. That's exclusive for the $5 tier. You want a little peek behind the curtain of us talking about Critical Misses, making up some new seasons. Every episode seems to have multiple instances of us going, "Oh, I have a good idea. Oh no," and then
there was
putting
like
a
4 of those. I was just like, come on, why?
And putting a theme season down, and both of us going, yeah, that sounds really good. It's a lot of work. Oh no. So you get that exclusively over at patreon.com/E1M1.
The ones and numbers.
A quick note here. There's a brand new Game Club episode out now for Tunic. Game Club episode 95. We're almost about to hit those triple digits. We mention it in the episode, but we spoil everything in Tunic. So if you haven't played that yet, I won't be upset if you don't listen to it. You probably shouldn't.
Yes.
So if you have played Tunic, we had a really, really good conversation about that. That'll be in the feed alongside this. But if you're not going to listen to it, our next game is going to be Life is Strange True Colors. So we're going to be playing that for this next month. Moon, what have you been playing this past week?
Well, I was actually going to give you crap because you caught yourself right before you skipped right over it, because my first game is Tunic, and I was going to say, don't forget the Tunic's out, right. Please, Boston.
I got it. I'm a professional. I've been doing this for nearly 15 years. Quiet sobs.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's a fledgling industry, dude. Come on.
I know. I'm making it up. Me and Conan just really cutting our teeth.
But no, it's it's Game Club, it's Tunic, it's interesting, we'll say. Listen to the episode.
It's a tiny fox on a big adventure.
Yes.
If that's not on the cover art for the in-game manual, I'm going to be very disappointed. Just so you know,
it is Fox and Ease.
It is directly from the bottom of the webpage. For the description of the game.
What about Super Lucky's Tale? Is it on that website too?
I don't know. Explore a land filled with lost legends, ancient powers, and ferocious monsters in Tunic, an isometric action game about a small fox on a big adventure.
Okay.
I will also not spoil what the text is in the Tunic language on the cover.
Oh, of course. Anyway. Let's see. There was that. There's Dreamscaper, which go play Dreamscaper, please, because I played it for We Roguelike It, and I'm pretty sure that we'll have somebody here talking about it maybe this episode, but not me. Unfortunately, I have a separate show for that.
Right.
I did play a whole bunch of new, but we don't talk about that on the show anymore. Mm-hmm. I was very disappointed because my Warlock is like 1549, I think, and I'm like. Why is my Warlock 1549 and my Titan is like 1564? Like, why? That makes no sense at all. It's because I don't have the seasonal item for the Warlock yet.
That'll do it.
So I don't have like the plus 15 light level or whatever it gives me.
Right.
Which, let me tell you, Legendary Campaign Solo is no joke.
Yes, it is hard.
Yes. I'm currently in the process of trying to kill a bunch of Cabal on Europa, which I think gives me the spear, but I'm not sure. Who knows?
It's a cool mission.
Yes. It's very annoying, though, when you have 0 good gear and you're just trying to grind your way through it on Legendary. Because I need them stupid Rubik's Cubes of upgrade power. That's what I need. So I'm going to play it on Legendary. Let's see. I played way too much Among Us this week, which is the shock game reveal of the week, is that Moon played Among Us.
Yeah.
Yo, Among Us is really good.
I have heard that, yes.
And Yo, Among Us is also so much more than it was when I first played it.
Yep.
There's like 6 maps now.
Oh, nice.
I wish it had like quick select options. By which I mean, I wish it was like, okay, you've got 10 people. If you want a quick game, this is how many, tasks and killers and stuff like that.
Oh, like recommended settings for kind of like how Mario Party does, where it's like, hey man, you got 4 players, how many turns do you want to do? Here's a game. You can go in and you can like fiddle all the knobs if you want, but whatever.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because sometimes it ended up being like 15 survivors and 1 imposter, and it was like the shortest game on the planet.
Sure, right.
Yeah.
And then other times it was 15 survivors and 4 imposters, and it was the shortest game on the planet. It's like, I want the balance. Show me, just give me a quick, medium, or slow game based on how many people are in the room. Just change those defaults.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Or Among Us Battle Royale.
That's just called Fortnite.
I was going to say, fortunately, this is a game called Fortnite, which has got both of those bases covered, essentially. But let's be honest. If we made any game ever, period, we could literally just say that's just Fortnite.
That's fair.
Fortnite is all things to everybody these days.
That's right. The great melting pot.
PUBG
Fortnite
is starting to throw it around a little bit now. They've got Lamborghini backing. Apparently, they've got Nier characters coming to PUBG now.
Oh, really? That's wild.
I just saw an advertisement for that. I think it was Friday. So I was like, I thought it was a Fortnite thing, and then I saw the PUBG logo. I'm like, wait a minute, what?
Not happy with just Babylon's Fall. We're gonna put him in PUBG.
Uh-huh. So wait, does that mean 2B is going to be running around in PUBG now? And
it looked like it. They had 2B and 9S.
That's really great.
Because it's an online game full of a bunch of monsters who play video games.
It's just like the idea
it's
of
just going to be an army of 2Bs.
I just like the idea of like, we're playing trios. Here's your squad: military guy, sand-based military guy, anime lady. Let's get him.
What's the phrase? Glory be to humans, or whatever it is.
or something like that. Yeah.
Glory to mankind, or whatever it is.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
Like, is that what they're gonna say when they kill people? Like,
that's right.
Just have like a quick chat option, and it's glory to mankind as you shoot somebody in the face. How very American of you.
That's right.
I mean, yes.
Brand synergy.
Yeah, like Among Us, like nowadays has all of the masks in it as well. There's like a Jason mask, a Scream mask, and like all kinds of, which is hilarious because it immediately makes people think you're the imposter. I was playing this with 4 other people and 2 children this week.
Mm-hmm.
And anytime one of the children spotted somebody in a killer mask, they were like, "That's the imposter." I was like, "It's just right there." It doesn't mean that they're the imposter.
This is what literally every one of your movies teaches you: don't judge a book by its cover.
Until you watch the horror movies, and you should have judged that book by its cover.
That's right.
Yeah. Isn't that the whole purpose of a cover of a book, to make us judge the book whether or not it's worth buying or not? Like, interesting.
If there's not a 70s styled wizard on that cover, no buy.
That's right.
Or an alien, as we learned.
Is there a wizard? Is there a dragon? Nah, I'm sold.
Dude, I know this is sidetracking us, but I did legitimately look up how much it would be to have an old van and how much it would be to wrap it with a wizard on it.
A lot.
And let me tell you, not enough to not keep it out of reality.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
You want to live that
not
cool
by me.
space wizard van life.
But it was just one of those stupid thoughts of, I wonder how much that would cost. And I'm like, that's actually surprisingly affordable.
Is this like one of your weird influences? Was this your son's idea that he picked up from watching you?
No, this was one of those things where I had a weird dream and woke up and I was like, how much is a 70s Astro van?
I could live my dreams.
Anyway, yeah. Sorry.
Weirdly enough, my dreams are all American muscle cars, which is hilarious because I grew up in England.
There you go.
Because why not? But yeah, Among Us is fine. It's great. It's fun. Yet weirdly enough, I still haven't played it on my Xbox. Now that it's on my Xbox, I was playing it on my phone and tablet the whole time.
Okay.
Like, I hate touch controls with a passion.
Yeah.
I hate touch controls. They blow so much.
Yep.
It's fine. Whatever. My final game this week, because I had zero time and will continue to have zero time for the foreseeable future, and unfortunately Rob didn't show up last night, so screw you, Rob. No Rainbow Six Extraction for you.
Public call out.
And if he did show up, he didn't send me a party invite or a text message, which was double the betrayal if he was online for some reason.
Man.
So, you know, I'm just going to say I'm going to have words with my boy and see what he says.
That's right.
My final game is Lego Star Wars.
Boop, boop.
So I'm guessing Boston probably didn't play any more of this.
My wife and I played it a little bit yesterday because I bought it digitally and I share my library with her. So we there's no online multiplayer, which is a wild thing, but okay.
So here's a fun fact: there has only ever been one Lego game that has had online multiplayer.
Is it Indiana Jones?
I don't remember which one it is, because the only reason I know it had it was because there was an achievement related to playing online with somebody.
Sure. Yeah, so not the world's biggest deal. She had it running on her PS5. I just synced my controller over there, and we played split screen. We played...
Wait. You synced your primary controller over there?
Uh-huh.
You don't own enough controllers, my friend. I'm just saying.
I own 6 DualSense controllers.
Why do you not have a U controller for that console is what I want to know.
Because I like the red one that I have. Also, it's super easy to sync your controller on the PS5. You plug it into the cable coming out of the PS5, you turn it on, and it's synced. And to do it on my other console, you just do the same thing. We played, I think it was 2 levels, so we played like a hot 15 minutes, so that's how much more I've played.
Okay. Episode 1 or episode 4? I think you started episode 4, I believe.
He was in episode 4. Yeah.
Okay. Nim?
I didn't play anything.
Okay. So I'm about halfway through episode 2, I think now.
Okay.
Nice.
That should give you an idea of how little time I've had. I literally finished episode 1 and I'm halfway through episode 2.
And you started on episode 1, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Because watch the movies in release order, play the games in episode order, because that way you get Jar Jar out the way nice and early.
Lego Star Wars machete order. Here we go.
You get Jar Jar out the way nice and early, and you don't have to worry about him doing crazy stuff in the background ever again. If he shows up in episode like 4 in the background doing something, I'm going to be annoyed.
That's right.
But no, I started I unlocked a couple of characters. I think I'm going to do the thing I always do with these kind of games, which is I'm going to unlock one of each character class.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to buy the bajillions of other characters until I'm done.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to get confused over which character in a robe I'm playing as.
Mm-hmm.
Because is this a Jedi? Is this a Sith? Is it a villain? Is it a hero? Is it a stormtrooper? Is it a clone trooper? I don't want to think about the classes that much.
Right.
Yeah.
Which they have done a great job in this game of breaking those down a lot better with the whole character select screen being broken out by class.
And they're color coded now, which is way more helpful.
It's so useful. But I did buy a B1 battle droid because I needed a villain for the explosive ability. Which, since I've only played episode 1, I don't have any stormtroopers or Imperial officers or anything like that. So I just bought the basic B1 battle droid.
Heyo. Well, and I'm curious to see if this game, historically, the Lego games, when you go to do free play, it has historically been really good of saying, I'm going to give you, if not one of every character type, at least one of every character type you'll need in this level. So I'm curious to see if this one, with even more characters, will still be good at doing that.
Yeah, I've got to go back and do the free play on episode 1 still, because I just want to make it through some levels and get. To be honest, I want to get my studs to 1,000,000 so I can get my 2-time stud counter, because I don't want to have to replay the free play level 6 times
Right.
to get the true Jedi thing. So
Exactly.
I need at least my 1-times thing, which means I need a data card, but I don't know what the data cards are. I'm guessing they're in free play in the world. So right now, I'm in the process of. Anakin just woke up from his nightmare, and so I'm heading to Mos Espa to go and rescue his mother. Spoiler alert, doesn't go well.
Yeah, doesn't have a good day.
The hilarious thing about that cutscene is Anakin and Padme are on bunk beds, and Anakin has a stuffed animal that he's having the nightmares hugging. It's hilarious.
It's good.
So I'm currently running around Thebe, insert vowel here, consonant here. I'm running around there getting a bunch of the cubes. What are they called in this?
The
Kyber
bricks?
Kyber bricks, thank you.
Right.
Getting a bunch of them and keeping my eye out for whatever I need to unlock the multiplier, because the multiplier in this is ridiculous, not to mention the whole 10 billion studs achievement. Go the hell away from me with that thing. That's one of the reasons I want the multiplier as soon as I can, is so I can work my way towards that achievement. But also, I have already started upgrading my classes, like the default upgrades. I'm not interested in like the individual classes, just the default one, because if you make your way down that tree, there's the stud magnet right there. It's just on a general upgrade.
Oh, okay. All right. That's handy. I didn't know that.
You have to work your way down that tree. So the stud magnet is no longer a special brick. It's basically just a default upgrade.
It's not a red brick thing anymore.
No.
Right. That's nice.
I'm working on the stud magnet so I can get more studs, so I can then get my multiplier one as soon as I find whatever of the 7 currencies I need to use
so many
to unlock.
There's so much stuff in this game. Like, thankfully, it's all presented fairly well, and I know like soon enough in like an hour I'll be like, oh, I got one of these things for this thing in this menu and this sub menu. But at the beginning, it's a lot of like, go spend your Kyber bricks. I'm just like, this. Oh god, there's so much in here.
Yeah. And I love how much stuff in it. It's not Batman 3 level of stuff, which I literally avoided that game for a reason.
Oh, it's so much stuff.
But, it's fun. And I hate to say it, but the Lego actors do a really good job, and the voice acting is fine too.
They really do.
Every single time, little Qui-Gon Jinn says he has a particular set of skills which are useful for this situation, it cracks me up. It doesn't matter how many times I hear it. It's all the time.
Yeah.
And all of those lines seem to be character specific, because I like the fact that episode 2 Anakin, when he's near something that he can interact with, he's like, it's my time now. And it's like, that's very appropriate for episode 2 Anakin.
Right.
So it's really like this cool thing of like listening to all of the people do things. The changeling Zam Wessel still has some of my favorite lines. Anytime you get a Kyber brick with her, she's like, a bounty hunter always loves collecting their pay. It's like, cool, give me this stupid line all of the time.
Right.
The battle droid comes up with the stupid stuff the battle droids come up with, so I'm not going to complain about that either. Like, it's great. I love this game. The Lego games are fantastic. If you don't believe me, go play some of the Lego games. And I didn't know this until very recently. This week I learned that the Lego franchise has been tied up by Warner Brothers for the longest time, specifically for video games.
Yeah, there was their exclusive deal.
Yeah. That has expired now.
Correct. I just found this out the other day.
So I'm very curious to see exactly what is going to come out of the woodwork for Lego games now. And is it going to be a case of I'm only going to be playing the Traveler's Tales Lego game?
2K says they already have at least 4 in development.
Of course, 2K
which
does.
Makes sense. So yeah,
how many do Ubisoft have?
I don't know. How many NFTs can they stuff in there and then abandon later?
All for the metaverse.
That's right.
Yep. They've already said they're doing something in the metaverse with
Yeah.
Epic, I believe.
Dude, a
Yeah, I
bunch
think it
of
was
people
Epic.
came out this past week saying that they're doing stuff with the metaverse. I'm like, oh, go jump off a cliff.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Or, put your headset on and then wander off a cliff.
that's right. From the safety of your own home.
Yes, which I still get woozy in games with large falls, so I can't say nothing about that.
Yeah.
But no, Lego Star Wars, specifically the Skywalker Saga game, is what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
So far, it is a genuine improvement all the way around from the rest of the games that I've played.
Yeah, I need to find some time this week to like sit down for an hour and just, because my main plan is knock out all 9 of the movies and then go out and start doing
the free play.
The free play and like exploring around the planets and stuff like that. I like kind of just going from start to finish all at once, because if I start doing free play, I get frustrated that I'm like, oh, I need like a scoundrel and I don't have one of those with this specific skill. So I'll just do the whole thing and be done with it.
Yep, that is my plan. I'm working my way through the episodes till I can get the multiplier and at least one of every character. Once I've done that, I'm not going to buy any more characters. I'm not going to do anything like that. I already paid for stupid C-3PO in his little episode 1 format when he doesn't have any skin on him. Because that's not creepy at all.
That's
skinless
a little
C-3PO.
I was going to say.
That's right.
OnlyFans, C-3PO, number
That's right.
1.
Whatever you're into.
Yes, it's fine. Lego Star Wars, I'm enjoying it a lot. It's a very good palate cleanser of a game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm jumping between and Lego Star Wars as my podcast and not podcast games.
Sure.
Because
right.
Iron Banner is this week, which is a good chance for me to get additional armor for my other classes. Just
That's
saying.
right. This guy too.
Cool.
Uh-huh. But yeah, that's all I've been playing. Nimp, take me away. Take me away from my madness, please.
All right. So I've touched a lot of games this week, but haven't done a whole lot with a couple of them. Dreamscaper is one of those games that I touched.
Mm-hmm.
I can still consistently get to the 4th level before the boss just hammers me down, and then I wake up again.
Right.
It's like, great.
Good news is you're better than he is.
That's right.
Oh, well.
I never got to the 4th boss, even though I got to the 4th level, which in roguelike commonality is hell. You gotta go to hell in every roguelike. That's 4th level on that one.
These like big, I'm gonna call them berserkers with the axes on like the 3rd level.
Yeah,
those things are the biggest pains to deal with.
Yep.
And I always forget. I get this stupid dodge mechanic where the character doesn't seem to jump very far away, and they always do like this hero stance when they drop down, and they're supposed to be like this wave that pushes enemies back. It doesn't work on most enemies, so it's kind of just a shorter dodge that's taking a while for them to get out of it, and it's not really a dodge at that point because everything is right back on top of you by the time you can start controlling again. So I hate that thing.
Yeah, there's some dodges in that game where it's like you can do something cool, and it's like I would rather not.
I would rather just dodge.
Yeah, I'd rather just do my witch time business.
But I was telling Moon too before the show that I keep forgetting that I have a ranged weapon.
Yes.
That isn't magic. So I'll shoot off fireworks here and there, and then remember, oh, okay, I have that. Now I can do magic, and oh, look, it's dead now. So
right.
As opposed to just hitting them really hard up against a wall and just laugh maniacally as they just keep bouncing back and forth between the wall and my bat.
You're doing like a Killer Instinct juggle.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, my next game that I have been playing, Voice of Cards: The Forsaken Maiden.
Yes.
I did beat the game. No, I was not like 2 minutes away from the end.
Oh, okay.
This game does the egregious sin of, hey, you took out the main bad guy, but guess what? Here's this other bad person that was the bad person all along.
The Chancellor was behind it the whole time. It's like, come on, man.
Wasn't... His name is Palpatine. What did you expect?
That's right.
It wasn't that bad. It was just kind of getting to the point of, all right, look, I know this is the end, so can we just wrap this up?
Yeah, like let's finish it up.
Yeah, it's like I don't need to walk through this last dungeon. I'm tired of these random encounters. I just want to get to the final boss. The final boss, when you finally found that thing.
Okay.
Does it have 3 stages?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Overachiever.
But so they are separated, and you can heal
okay.
in between them. So you do have that saving grace. However, you cannot save it all. So once you enter
Right.
the area to fight the final boss, it's like it's all or nothing.
That
So
sucks.
I did not die.
Ooh, nice.
I was real paranoid about that, especially when I'm not going to ruin any of it, but there's one form of the final boss where things were not going in any direction that I was trying to get them to go in.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a lot of me taking stock of my inventory and saying, okay, I have 3 more revives left and 5 more mass heal potions. So I need to properly plan when I'm using these.
Right.
Or else it's just going to be an infinite loop of use one, next turn, use the other one, and so on and so forth, and it not going anywhere.
Right.
But once I did beat the boss, though, it's like, all right, cool. This wrapped up about how I figured it would. There was no real big gut punch at the end, let's say, for it being a Yoko Taro game.
Right.
So there are choices that you have to make, and I think there are 3 endings. It kind of does the whole Deus Ex thing where it's like you get to the end of the game and it's like, oh, choose your ending kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. So I have my New Game Plus save file. Maybe one day I'll go back and check it out. I mean, for what it is, I enjoyed it. I'm glad it's short because I don't think I could take a 30-hour game like this.
That's right.
My next game, Triangle Strategy.
Oh, yeah.
I have a soft save currently in the middle of what the game proclaims to be the final battle.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So after this episode, I'm going to turn that on and see if it really is the final battle or not.
This isn't even my final form.
Yeah, so the game goes like real hardcore Game of Thrones after a while.
Oh, okay.
A lot of betrayals, a lot of interesting things happening. It had even gotten to the point, and I don't know if this is because of how I was talking about with your resolve and stuff like that, with the bars that I was saying that were hidden when you're first playing that you can't see. I'm at a point now where the last 3 decisions that we voted on, I talked to people to try to influence them, and they seemed like they were influenced, and then they go to put their coin down on the scales of judgment or whatever they're calling it, and they were just like, yeah, I hear what you're saying, but I'm doing it this way.
Oh, wow.
So 3 different decisions did not go my way at all.
That's wild. That's such a cool system.
Yeah, which the first one that happened, I'm like, okay, I can still salvage this.
Okay.
And then it kind of got to a point where I really thought this is not going to work out for me, and I'm getting a game over screen.
Right.
And I don't know if it was intended, because it's my first run through. I don't know if that was intended or not, but I feel like I really eked out that chapter at like the 11th hour. I pulled that out so it worked in my favor. Because everything was bleak and it was bad. And I was kind of mad that, well, yeah, if you guys had gone with the choice that I was thinking of, I think this would have gone a lot better.
Right.
But whatever. I mean, it was cool. I'm not angry about that. But then the second choice, it was the same thing, where they all decided they were going to do their own thing. And I have to go along with it because that's what the group decided on. And I'm like, all right, that one felt a bit more guided. Like, it kind of felt like no matter what I did, we were doing this anyway. Again, if I play it again, we'll see.
Right.
But that one I was kind of miffed with, but that decision turned out okay. And then the final decision, I straight up had a character tell me, your words have no power here.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Okay.
Goodness.
I'm like, oh, this is nice.
Yeah, let's not
So,
mince words. Jeez.
luckily, the last decision that happened in, I did manage to do what I had wanted to do. So that turned out fine
Nice.
because that seemed to be the appropriate way to handle the things, as opposed to the other two things that people wanted to do that seemed way out of left field and not like it was going to work at all. So,
Right.
So yeah, I'm currently on my final battle for that game, and
Nice.
man, I'm really just enjoying this game. The story is fun. It's great just letting it run on auto and just listening to them. And yeah, I think I might actually give this another go just to see, like, the first decision, the first major one that you make, if I'm remembering correctly, is you just get to choose if you're going to either the Hyzant country or Esfrost. I chose Hyzant, which has led me to my whole string of things. And I'm curious how different it's going to be if I choose Esfrost in my next one.
Yeah.
How different the events will be.
Right.
So, because I mean, they have to connect at some point. It's that whole diamond, shape thing.
Yeah.
But I'm sure obviously, if it goes in a completely different direction, I would be amazed by this game, and it would definitely be a hot contender for top 5.
Yeah.
It still might be. I don't know how anything's going.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Triangle Strategy, really great game. Really loving it. Really loving the battles in this game. You get probably like one fight every chapter, like one story-driven fight every chapter. But you have all of those bar fights or mind fights that you can do at the bar. So you can do the grinding and items and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm just really, really liking it. And I don't want to spoil.
Super cool.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil anything that happens, because there's even like upgrades and stuff that you eventually get with your characters that just completely change how you've been using those characters this entire time.
Wow.
So there's a lot going on here. My final thing that I'm going to talk about, and this isn't anything that Boston needs to write down.
Always good sign.
Yeah. Well, that is because my son did finally beat Vesperia this week.
Hey, nice.
He got his butt kicked by the final boss on Friday.
Yep.
Went at him again, and he told me that's when he figured out what mystic arts were and how to use them.
Oh, God.
And I'm like, you're just finding this out on the final boss?
Little buddy.
And I'm like, all right, it's not like you just found out you could use items. I mean, it helps, but it's not major. So
yeah, it's not. It's just gonna make the game a whole lot harder.
Yeah. So he did beat that, and now I have to look into Destiny 2 stuff for him.
There you go.
That'll be coming up. Yeah.
That's right.
I gotta look at things and stuff.
Hey, I got a character. I've got a third character I haven't even started with yet. So I'm just saying.
There you go.
I still have my Titan. So
sounds like we got 3 people in a fire team then.
Just saying.
Yeah. So I'll be looking into that stuff this week. He's already asking. He's like, "Hey, by the time we get home, can you get Destiny 2 up and running?" I'm like, "No."
Yeah, it's only 100 gigs. Let me go download it real quick. No big deal.
So yeah, they'll expect a little bit of talking of Destiny 2 from me probably next time.
Nice.
The Destiny 2 show. We're now producing a third regular show.
One quiet tear rolls down my cheek.
But yes, that is all I've been doing this week.
One super quick note from me about Destiny 2. We beat the raid. It was very good. Moving on.
No. Give credit where it's due. Who got the drop? I know someone did. Give him props where it's due.
Hannah did, because he has a horseshoe stuck up there. So it's always getting it. I think we have 3 people in the group with it already. I finally got a chance to sit down this morning and play more Horizon Forbidden West. I did the next story mission that I was on, which turns out to be startlingly near the end. I had like kind of 3 rapid fire missions to do kind of back to back. And after all that stuff sort of shook loose and I completed all those missions and I did everything, Aloy was very much like, well, it appears we're getting close to our final stand. And I was like, haha, gotcha. So I got the final kind of big upgrade you get in the game, which I will absolutely not be spoiling for anyone that I got it spoiled for me, unfortunately. But it's kind of the final big thing. And I think I have kind of all the side missions and stuff unlocked at this point. And I've explored almost all of the map. But I think I'm just going to kind of push through the final mission and complete that, and hopefully it will allow me to go back into the game when I beat it. The first one did, and like almost all open world games do at this point. But it's one of those things where you can't really look it up, because it's like, hey, after I beat the game, can I go back in the map? And they're like, here's the final decision and the cutscene. Here's a spoilery YouTube, image.
Is there a new game plus or not? That's all I want to know.
That's right. It's like, well, when you kill X, Y, and Z, it's like, oh, come on, man. So, I don't know. I'm assuming they will. I think I only have a handful of trophies left. I can tell, like, the next couple are going to be the next couple of story beats. It seems like the rest of them... Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, how did the last Horizon do that? Did it just drop you back into the map?
If I remember correctly, yeah. And it was just like, all right, we got more stuff to do here. It's like, yeah.
I thought so, too, because I got the one where it came with the, the Wild North or whatever expansion?
Yeah, Frozen
North or
something. Yeah.
And I think it was that. It was basically you were back on the main map, and then you just had to travel to that location to start the DLC.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I'm sort of expecting.
It's been a long time.
I'm sort of expecting that, because you don't have to really do any side content to get to the end of the game. I think I'm like level 47 or 48, and most of the missions are like, you need to be level 22. And I was like, yeah, I'm probably gonna be okay. So it seems like if you want to play this and you just want to rocket straight through the story, you can probably just do story mission after story mission.
Cool.
So I am still really, really enjoying this. I am desperately itching to talk about this game with someone, because there's so much, like, that Death's Door mission I talked about a couple weeks ago, like, all the stuff they introduced going on after that is all really, really great, kind of gameplay and story-wise.
I didn't know they brought the Crow into that game.
Yeah, he's really great. Yep, he's super good. He's got the umbrella, he's got everything.
I was going to say, still looking dapper with that umbrella.
Oh, he's super great, yeah. But yeah, there's so much stuff in there that I want to talk about, but I feel like Forbidden West kind of got... I think myself and a lot of people started it, and they're like, this is really great. And Witch Queen and Elden Ring came out, like, the next week, and everyone's like, see you later, Aloy. Good luck. And I feel like a lot of people are kind of now starting to loop back to playing that, so I definitely don't want to spoil any of that stuff yet. But yeah, so far really happy with... I feel like the thing that I've been worried about in this game for the whole time has been the story, because it's like, you guys really did something cool in the first one, and I hope you don't screw it up in the second one. And there've been, like these games go, there've been like one big story revelation after another, and so far I'm still like, yeah, that was cool. Like, this is a cool thing you're doing, and I'm hoping we make it all the way through the end without me being like, oh, that was bad. You made a bad choice there. Yikes. So far so good. I like it. It's great. You should go play it if you have a PS4 or PS5. Looking at footage of the PS4 version, looks like it runs super well. I think it's locked at 30 frames, but it looks like it's really stable. So, you don't have to try and scrounge for a PS5. But that's all I had time to play this week. So let's take a break. Boy. I'm so tired. I just want to go lay down. I'm going to do the rest of the podcast on the floor.
Okay.
And if your microphone can reach, go for it.
Oh, man, I wish. You have to put the mount over here near me and just angle it towards the floor.
Need to
So
get you
good.
one of those big, like, circular seats that's just like one cushion that you like sit in, and then just envelopes
Yeah.
you entirely in its cushions.
Yeah, I'll take that. That sounds great. All right, you guys ready to wrap this thing up?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's talk releases for the week of April 18th, 2022. Star Wars The Force Unleashed comes out on the Switch. I still remember enjoying that game. That first one, second one, not so much, but the first one was kind of a fun, cool
It's
thing.
good.
Yeah.
And it's got that really weird actor who is, fantastic and a giant nerd.
That's right.
I can't remember
Honestly,
his name.
The only fault with the second one is the fact that it was only like 8 hours long.
I mean, if that.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
at the time when everyone was still of the mind of, if I pay $60, I better get 100 hours of game
That's right.
out of it.
I just
People
played
are
The Witcher
still of
3.
that
Come
mind
on.
now.
Yeah. But I will also say, too, if you have an interest in buying this for the Switch, Limited Run Games has a really awesome pre-order going on right now for their special edition of this.
Oh,
that
interesting.
comes with a lot of cool looking things. So
Nice. Yeah, their stuff is usually really good.
Yeah.
And lastly, we have Chernobylite comes out on PS5 and Series X. I feel like that game came out on PC a while ago, and nobody is really talking about it. I feel like it's not bad or anything, but it doesn't seem like it has taken the world by storm at this point. I guess you got to beat Tarkov if you want to be super popular on Twitch.
I don't know what half of that stuff means.
Yeah, you're lucky. Let's move
Tarkov
on
was
to
an interesting game that has a lot of idiots playing it.
Tarkov seems a lot like a punishment more than anything else. You want to watch your favorite streamer suffer? Get them into Tarkov. Let's move on to news stories. Microsoft working on an ad injection tech for games. I wrote, "What's old is new again," if you remember the 360 era of video games. Business Insider is reporting that this new program would add more games that brands can advertise in and allowing developers to sell ad space. So the example they're giving is the same example they give every time. Oh, wouldn't it be crazy if you saw your ad on a billboard in a racing game? Wow, whoa, hey, whoa, wow.
Rainbow Six Vegas 2 says hello.
Yeah. Same with Alan Wake. Y'all want some batteries?
What about coffee?
That's right.
I was saying about thermos brand thermoses.
Yeah. Microsoft's statement is, Microsoft is, quote, always looking for ways to improve the experience for players and developers, but we don't have anything further to share, end quote. The interesting thing here is, my obvious knee-jerk reaction to this was, hey, this sucks. It does not turn out well every time you guys do it. I don't like Microsoft advertising in the dashboard in the first place.
Nope.
I don't want it in games. But the interesting thing is that based on the rumors here, Microsoft is not interested in taking a cut of ad revenue from in-game ads. The revenue would be shared between the game developer, and I'm assuming publisher as well, and the ad company that places it. And it seems like the source that was talking to Business Insider here is speculating that the Microsoft is trying to push this for free-to-play game developers, as opposed to stuff that's on Game Pass or kind of your full-priced games. Which, if that's true, I'm a little hesitant to sort of accept that out of hand. But if that was true, that feels like something that would be kind of more appropriate, where you got a free-to-play game, you got some more ads in there that are maybe more part of the environment, as opposed to here's a loading screen and here's an ad for Manscaped, that sort of thing.
Because honestly, what was it? oh crap! It was a racing game. I want to say it was Midnight Club, but I don't remember off the
Burnout
top of my head.
Paradise was the last.
Was
big
it that
one.
had the billboards and stuff like that?
Yep.
That okay,
Yep.
that changed.
Yep.
That stuff I don't mind, honestly.
Well,
Because-
I always thought it was funny with Burnout Paradise because I'm screaming past those things at 230 miles an hour. I have no idea what you're advertising.
Oh
Like,
yeah. But I mean,
Yeah.
like, even with
That's why-
games where it's like you see like a poster on a wall and it happens to be a Pepsi poster or something.
Sure.
It's like, okay, fine, whatever. Or the character's drinking out of a Pepsi can or a Monster can.
Right.
I don't care. They're drinking something. I don't care if it's a legitimate in-world item or not. But
As long
where
as
it's an
Norman Reedus
actual-
doesn't say like, "Oh my God, Monster Energy," the thing that's
exactly as
Red
long as
Bull
it's not
gives
an
me wings.
unskippable thing where it's like,
How
you
dare
know,
you? How dare you say Red Bull when he's clearly drinking Monster?
I'm just
Yeah.
trying. I'm just
Guy
trying
has
to. I don't,
taste.
what's Monster's tagline? I don't think they really have.
I don't think
one.
they do. No,
Monster.
one,
Now you
no.
pee green. There you go. That's their tagline.
boy. Hey, PSA: if you pee green, you
Yeah.
should go see a doctor.
You need to go to the hospital
Yes.
immediately. Even if you're Norman Reedus, like find the keep on keeping on guy. He's gonna help you. Get some antibiotics.
But yeah, but
Um,
especially with like the ads too for like the dashboard and stuff. The dashboard's already crap,
Yeah.
so it already kind of annoys me that there's a Mountain Dew ad here,
Yeah.
and I'm still waiting for the GD store to open. That I pressed the button to have it open like a moment,
Get me started.
3, 10, 20 seconds ago.
Right. And
Oh.
to be fair, Sony does plenty of advertising on their
Oh yeah,
dashboard as well, but largely, at least for the market that I'm in, because I'm sure markets are different everywhere you are for whatever dashboard. Mine are game focused, where that isn't the case on the Xbox dashboard. That's usually like KFC is the advertising tile over there.
Yeah.
And I don't know
I
what.
literally have no idea what you're talking about, dude. Like, all I see is game stuff.
No, yeah, I don't see any game ads. But like that's the weird thing about like marketing regions is, KFC bought, Southern California exclusivity for some big box they're selling or whatever. Who knows? I don't know. KFC, you're wild.
maybe they just decided your state wasn't worth having a KFC in.
That's right.
Oh.
Yeah, unfortunately we got saddled with In-N-Out, like some sort of layer of hell.
Yeah. If
But-
it's not KFC Pizza Hut combo, then who cares?
That's right. The best of both worlds. Yeah, so this is kind of interesting because I feel like this is another one of those news stories where it's like, yeah, that sucks. Maybe it's not that bad. Like, it still kind of sucks, but like if you're a free-to-play developer and you're looking to make like a little bit of kind of extra scratch from that stuff, like I'm not expecting a Pepsi posters to show up in Genshin Impact or anything, but like if you're
That would annoy me because that doesn't fit with the world.
That's right. Be really. You got to put wings on those Pepsis. Now it'll make sense.
Unless you did something. I mean, what was that? Is it the ramen noodle place with Final Fantasy 15? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the dumb ramen hats. It's like, yeah, if you're gonna lean
you do
all the way
something-
into it,
Yeah, exactly. I can get
Yeah.
behind that.
Yeah. Me and my Pepsi wand. Wish you, like it shoots out Pepsi bubbles. All right, now, Pepsi, you can hire us. Like, we'll help you out. We'll help you be dumb.
Dude, I've always preferred Pepsi over Coke.
Oh, me too. For real. Yeah. All right, let's move on to questions. Feyre Rain has a question here. What game has the highest attach rate of all time? The question that broke the Discord server for a day. Which is... Go ahead.
Did you actually look up? I know you had mentioned it in Discord that you were thinking of doing it, but did you look up a list or?
It's that info is hard. It is really easy
Okay.
to find out approximate console sales numbers, but it's really hard. So the conversation we immediately had was, well, we're
Just
counting
esports
out
games.
pack-in games, right? And it's like,
Yeah.
well, I feel like that's the fairest way of attacking the question, because if not, the answer is Tetris on the Game Boy. Like that's
Yeah.
the only answer for this, or Wii Sports, which
Wii
is
Sports.
probably like just eked out a little bit.
Well, and then I had asked too. It's like, well, okay, are we determining this based on units sold or actual attachment percentage?
Right.
because I have a legitimate guess for attachment percentage that I remembered a story about forever ago, and that's for Breath of the Wild, where it had its percentage was above 100% because nobody could buy a Switch at the time, but people could find the game and were buying the game before they owned a Switch. So the attachment rate, I think, was like 150% as opposed to 100%.
Right, compared to... interesting. Yeah. Okay. Well, and then that also raises the question of, do you count... Breath of the Wild came out on both consoles, right?
Correct. Yep.
Yeah, so do you count the Wii U version alongside the Switch version? And that, there's a lot of kind of questions alongside there. I have a list here. It's like an unofficial list of the best-selling consoles of all time. PS2 is at the top at was it 155 million units, which is just it's over 155 million units. Sony stopped reporting numbers after that. DS family of consoles is 150.
That was the PS3.
No, it's just they said like, hey, we sold over 155. We're the best selling. Whatever. Like we don't have to tell you anything else.
Yeah. Nobody else is close right now.
That's right. The DS family sold 154. Game Boy and Game Boy Color sold 122. PS4 at 117. Switch at 103. And then they kind of go. They drop pretty precipitously from there. Which is interesting because I feel like the PS2 is the one that I always kind of forget about selling so well. And I keep thinking the PS2's highest attach rate has to be San Andreas, right?
Yeah, it has to be. It has to be a Grand Theft Auto.
Like in the Western market, yeah, but what about in Japan? Like, how well did GTA games do in the Eastern market?
Well, I think that's.
I don't think they did anything.
I think you're going to get in the Eastern market. You're going to be looking at the highest attach rate as a Final Fantasy game, probably 7,
probably 10. If I was going to guess.
In the West, it's probably Grand Theft Auto, which means that neither of them have got really super high attach rates.
I was going to say, I think in the grand scheme of everything, the attach rates aren't going to be high, but
yeah.
Well,
if you do globally,
attach rate on San Andreas is actually really high. The last number one, Capcom published that in Japan, which is wild. The rest of the Rockstar published that in the rest of the world, 17.33 million copies. So that's actually a really good attach rate. So that's pretty surprising.
I think, to be honest, like for me, it's gonna be a Mario Kart game. Like it's probably Mario.
It's got to be Mario 8. Yeah, Mario Kart 8, probably the original release, because I don't think the sales numbers on the deluxe version has been super great.
You might be surprised.
Best-selling game in... I should have seen this coming a mile away. Best-selling game on the PS2 in Japan, Dragon Quest VIII. 3.75 million units sold. Final Fantasy X, 3.2 million. Ish. Since you can't really...
Nintendo Switch Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, 33.41 million copies sold, it looks like.
Wow.
33.41 million. And the Switch...
It's a 42% attach rate.
That's so high. From everything I've been seeing from analysts when I was kind of poking around on this story, like 10% is a dream. Like 10% is like, we have sold millions and millions and millions of units and we're set for life. So like, the idea of a 40% attach rate for something that, a console that has sold more than 1 million units, like that's a dream.
Like 47% of Switch owners have a copy of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Like that's
crazy.
That's impressive. But also it makes sense because if you're going to buy a Nintendo console, you're going to buy a Nintendo game. And if you're looking for some fun, family-friendly games that you can play multiplayer, Mario Kart 8 is the only one that makes sense.
Yep. And like the Super NES, it has 2 controllers out of the box. So like you don't have to buy another thing. Yeah. Man, that's interesting. What's the best-selling PS4 game?
I was gonna say, think about that for a moment. Nintendo's been doing this since the '80s, and they're still pulling numbers like that.
They're still killing it.
I think it's funny. It's because a lot of people deride Nintendo for, oh, Nintendo is just going to do what Nintendo do. It works.
Yeah, it makes bajillions of dollars.
That's why they keep doing it.
Yeah. God of War is the best-selling PS4 game, which I guess isn't that surprising. I'm very curious to see what the best-selling 360 game is.
Years, maybe?
Okay. Nope. Kinect Adventures sold 24 million copies. That's a pack-in.
Kinect that came in.
Yeah, that's a pack-in, so that can't. GTA 5 sold 23 million. Right after that, Minecraft.
Because that number is probably way higher now on the. Even on
yeah, well,
dude, I was just thinking about that. GTA 5 and Skyrim both. I mean, you can almost Skyrim you can buy almost on a toaster at this point and run it.
Number 3 is
Alexa version.
That's right. Number 3 is Minecraft. Skyrim is tied at 6 for 13.7 million copies.
Oh.
Tied with Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Interesting. Gears of War sold 5 million copies at this time, which feels like it's really low for Gears of War.
I think the biggest thing you have to take into account here is the explosion of video games as a cultural thing.
Yeah.
Because when Gears of War came out, the only people talking about video games were rubes like us.
Right.
By the time Grand Theft Auto 5 comes out, everybody has a console. Mm-hmm. Everybody is a video gamer one way or the other.
Well, and then you've got like Game Pass. How does that interject with sales now? Like, since people have access to all the Gears games.
Right.
Technically, the attach rate is 100% for Halo.
Right. It's true. Yeah, I don't know how that really, what's the attach rate for Game Pass?
Oh, there you go.
I think that's doing like, I think they had 20 million, I think was the most recent number they stated.
Across both generations? That's pretty good. Yeah, I don't know if I see a number. I feel like Microsoft had talked about some numbers for Game Pass, but I'm not entirely sure they released a number.
January 18th, 2022. Game Pass service now has 25 million subscribers, up from the 18 million of January 2021.
Wow. I wonder if that's because of the PC stuff. Is that just the Xbox version, or does that include the PC Ultimate?
I bet that's across all.
Okay.
Yeah, it just says general, so it's probably one.
Still, though, that's a hell of a jump, though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you keep buying studios that are putting out games that people want to play day one, and you put them out there for free, and people say, yes, I will pay that $10 a month.
My argument since day one of Game Pass has always been 2 AAA $60 games get released per year.
Right.
That pays for my Game Pass.
Yep. Yeah, and a lot of times there's at least one thing a month that we want to play and are playing, so...
I mean,
like Dreamscaper.
$30?
Yeah.
That's right. I think so.
I think Tunic's $30, so that's $30 I saved myself.
Yep. That's a quarter of the amount of money you spent. Yeah. Interesting. The estimates for sales for Xbox Series X and S is around 12 million units. So nice to see that it's across PC and the Series consoles and Xbox One, that those numbers are high.
I mean, let's not even talk about the fact that you can now stream basically the higher end versions on your devices as well.
That's what I was going to bring up too, where it's like, if you have Game Pass, you have the streaming stuff, and they're really pushing. You know, the Xbox consoles are starting to be a little bit more available. It's not one of those, you walk into Best Buy and here's a mountain of them. but you don't have to fight tooth and nail to get one. But yeah, there's Microsoft's still pushing pretty hard. Like, yeah, if you have especially like an Xbox One X, you can just stream 4K versions of Series X games. Like, man, yeah.
So
Now let's get
That's
to
a
the
great deal.
gritty. How many PCs have Crisis on them?
That's right.
0.
That's right.
Because that is so poorly programmed that it pushes 3080s to the
They're
limit.
coming out with Crisis
And
4.
remaster.
Yeah, and the
Oh yeah,
remaster.
and they're
Remaster
doing the
one,
remasters too. Yeah.
Yep. Man.
God, who thought we would still be talking about that game this many
God.
years later?
Who thought we'd be talking about it after all the crap that Crytek have gone through over the past 5 years? Like, are they even a
That's what I'm
company
saying.
anymore?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they just put out a new Serious Sam thing, and I think that's really it. Yeah, wild. Okay, great question, Feyre. Thank you very much. That is, I look forward to revisiting that question in a couple of years and figuring out what the attach rate for whatever crazy thing Microsoft puts out next. That I have not yet told my kid that there's a new Wii Sports coming out, but my wife and I are very excited for it to. Nintendo Switch Sports.
Make
Very
sure
excited to play it.
Make sure you get the safety straps all attached there. By the
Oh
way.
yes,
Yeah, I have
Don't
to rebuy
worry.
those because my
Yeah.
cat chewed through both of those.
yeah. I'm actually buying the physical version so you can get the leg strap to put the thing in for soccer. So
Mhm.
I'm just gonna use mine for my Wii Fitness.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's true.
I was hoping they were gonna let you use the ring for something too,
That's
because
right.
that just would have been
For like
awesome.
a disc toss.
Yeah,
Yep.
would have been
everything
unheard of
I've-
for Nintendo to be able to use,
That's right.
your third
Chuck-
party or
Chuck it
not
across
third
your
party,
house for some disc golf.
So the rumors on the grapevine is that they're planning on introducing more and more sports to this as time goes on.
Yeah.
So
They
they're
said that
actually
in the
planning-
last direct. Yeah.
Yeah, they're planning like DLC and stuff like that for this game, which
Yep.
might mean including some of the Wii Fitness or the Ring Fit stuff in it. And
Yeah.
it's like, I hate to say it, but the game looks cool as hell as well.
It does. And here's a hot take. Wii Sports was fun.
It was.
I expect Nintendo Switch Sports to also be fun, even at the very least if I just play bowling.
I didn't know that they
I
had
think-
frisbee golf in Wii Sports already.
Was that the second one they put out?
I think it
Wii
was
Sports
Probably.
Resort?
the resort. Yeah,
Yeah,
Probably,
I think
yes.
they added
but
a bunch
even
of stuff
then,
in there.
it doesn't seem like something they would have put in there
Yeah,
for that time frame.
yeah.
No. And can we also just give like Wii Sports credit where it's due for like improving the fitness of the older generation to
Yeah.
God knows how much difference they made?
Yep. Still
yeah.
a popular thing for a bunch of retirement communities. It's great.
Mhm.
That bowling game, man.
Yeah, it's so good.
You want to see old people in a retirement home fight?
Yeah, you want to see a fist fight happen? Cheating in some Wii
Have you
bowling.
seen the footage for the bowling on this one?
Yes,
Yes.
it looks really good.
It looks like they've like snorted bananas from Super Monkey Ball or something. Like it's
Mhm.
ridiculous.
Looks really good. All right, I think that's it for our episode this week. Thank you, Faye Roar, for sending in that question that lit this episode on fire
We've
in a
been
positive
so deep
way.
in the weeds this entire time. So
It's been the whole time, man. It's been a mess. But you can hear the whole mess over at patreon.com/E1M1.
The ones and numbers.
You can get the aforementioned super crazy outcast, the uncensored outtakes before we start recording, before we go live. Get all that over there. If you wonder where your cash goes, where your patronage goes, I'm transparent about all the budgetary needs over there. You check out the page. If you can't support us financially, totally understand. The best way to support us is by sharing our show with your social network friends. Hopefully that will help me be able to get this sentence out of my mouth. Probably not. And rate us 5 stars wherever you listen. If we're not somewhere you listen to shows, please let us know. I will try and get us over there. We are recently on Amazon Music Podcasts, so you can check us out over there.
Didn't even know that was a thing.
Yes, it is. We're on Spotify. We're on Google Play Podcasts, whatever that's called now. I think they just changed their name. Most of the big platforms you can check us out on. You can also check us out at tvgp.tv. I think that's it. We'll see you all next week. Bye.
Boy. Dudes. I've never seen footage of this game before, but that soccer game is Rocket League.
Yes. 100%. They're putting out a wild thing, man. It's
They're
crazy.
trying some stuff.
Yeah.
Also, I'm not going to lie, I'm really glad to see that they have continued the trend of the multicultural family posing in the happiest ways possible.
Yep. Playing
in
Switch
their
Sports.
Images.
Yep.
It's like, okay, Nintendo, you have a style. I get it.
Yep.
It's fine. But
Yep.
come on. Are we going to play soccer on a rooftop? Is someone going to jump off the...
Hey, man, give him
Dude.
another month when the game comes out, yeah.
I was say, I can't wait for those YouTube videos of people kicking things off of roofs and
Yep.
So,
kicking their Switch off the table.
That's right.
It is a Japanese company, and we all know they do like their soccer things on rooftops over there.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nymph, what are your titles?
I am a professional, followed by quiet sobbing, Rubik's Cube upgrade power, glory be to humans, basic B1, there's the stud magnet,
It's me, by the way, just so you know.
Hey,
and skinless C3PO.
all right, Moon, what do you have?
That's just Fortnite. Glory be to mankind. Weirdly affordable. Double betrayal. I also have basic B1, but I finished it off with Battle Droid. Thank you very much. I did basic B ... one Battle Droid.
Mm-hmm.
And quiet sobbing.
I have Nymph Take Me Away, Snorting Bananas,
Please.
Quiet Sobbing, Basic B1 or Basic B1 Battle Droid, and That's Just Fortnite. I like That's Just Fortnite because it just sounds like that's Numberwang.
I almost lost my lamp. I don't know how it almost fell, but it did, and now I'm blind.
Goodness.
Why are you almost falling, dude? Like, nothing changed.
Where's Louise? Is she piloting it underneath the desk?
That's right.
All the way in the other room.
She's like, food now.
Right.
I wouldn't put it past her.
Oh, the B1 Battle Droids are the cute ones. Those are the ones I like, with the little, like, floppy
Roger
ears.
Roger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Roger. Yeah, those guys. They're cute. I like those.
Did you not know the name of those?
Dude, I like watching the Star Wars movies, and that's about as far as I go. I know R2-D2, I know a C-3PO, that's about it.
That's the best thing about Star Wars. You can either take it at surface level, or you can go as deep down the rabbit hole as you want.
You probably have a good time either way, but I'm a surface level guy.
Speaking of a bunch of BS in the extended universe, there's an extended universe to dip your toes into.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Hit that Wikipedia.
Another title. Hit that Wikipedia.
That's right. Any titles you guys are feeling strongly about? Sounds like Basic B1 is on the short list.
Yes. I also like Snorting Bananas, but that's just because I think that's conceptually a hilarious thing to visualize.
Very much. And it also feels like a Super Monkey Ball commercial from the Dreamcast era, where it would have been like, just catch the fever, snort.
I do really enjoy Snorting Bananas.
Mm-hmm.
And the more that we've just talked about it, the more I've enjoyed thinking about it.
That doesn't mean anything else, right?
Oh, God, could you imagine? I mean, people were doing pixie sticks years ago. God, we are such a... How have we lived for this many thousands of years?
Yeah.
As a species.
Sorry, I'm doing what Boston's doing and Googling.
The results for snorting
Snorting
bananas on Google has been really great. Of why did old hippies think that smoking banana peels would get you high? And I'm like, I'm probably okay. I'm going to close this tab.
Let me tell you all about bananidine, which is a fictional psychoactive substance.
Great.
Or banana reef snorkeling.
That sounds like an okay time.
That's apparently a thing.
So it sounds like snorting bananas is our title.
Yeah.
I will circle it.
That has to be... The snorkel is probably just called... There's seriously like TripAdvisor and like all this stuff about banana snorkeling.
Banana reef. It's an actual thing.
Okay. Yep. Banana reef. I see it now. They didn't have reef in the one thing that I was looking at. It just said banana snorkeling. And I was like, maybe that's just what they call it.
Put a banana in your mouth and you're good to go. It's just like, wait, what?
I haven't been snorkeling in years. That sounds like it'd be fun to do again.
Yeah.
We get out there in one of the Great Lakes and go snorkeling.
Yeah.
Nothing but sand for as far as the eyes can see.
Oh, boy. All right, let me know when you guys are ready.
Yes. I'm ready.
Okay, starting in 3, 2, 1. This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 756 for April 18th, 2022. Snorting Bananas.
It's a whole bunch of fun.
Does anyone else get that Gwen Stefani song in their head when they hear the word bananas?
I hate both of you so much. Oh, God.
It was either that or I was going to do the spell out that she does in the song.
Right.
B-A-N-A-N-A-N.
Oh, God. All right. Thank you very much, everyone, for hanging out with us. Hope we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for supporting us in our crazy hour of need.
That's right.